all it is Say Star Glow, like as a primer.
Ooh.
Then the Hourglass Skin Tint.
Oh, Hourglass. Nice.
Yeah.
Looks good. You look flawless.
Thank you. It is great for like indoor activities, but you gotta set this baby down.
Oh, you gotta bake? Is that what people do?
I would
Do you bake?
recommend like baking or something. I kind of feel like I'm in the substance if I don't set it.
Oh, okay.
It'll just like slide right off, and it'll look like I have just my regular skin. You know what I mean? Like when you like wear makeup all day and you take it off, do you ever feel like you're in the substance? Just like wiping?
Like you're peeling back your skin
Yeah.
layer? Yeah.
I don't know. There is some
It's a good
body
movie.
horror elements about women's beauty routines.
Definitely. Speaking of, did you see that Demi Moore won?
You mean Demi?
Demi?
I'm just kidding.
Is it Demi?
It is Demi. It's funny because I was just watching like a clip from, I think it was Matt Rogers from Las Culturistas on Hunter Harris's podcast. And he tells a story about interviewing her and in front of her saying Demi Moore. And like, yeah, it like audibly gasps in the room. But Demi...
No,
It
thank
just
you for
doesn't-
correcting me.
It doesn't come out.
No.
I would be that person to be like, Demi.
And see, in my mind, I was like, don't say Demi. It's Demi.
Demi.
And it still came out Demi.
But also, it's like in our blood. Like, we grew up with Demi Lovato. So,
Oh, you're right.
or Poot,
Different Demi.
depending on
Oh, yeah. Her you go for that day?
her
Or
Sue.
her Oh, my God, Nick, you're so right.
Do you think Poot Lovato is, I don't know why I said Lovato.
Poot Lovato.
is
It's her Sue.
Is her Sue.
Yeah. Makes total sense. That would
Does.
explain that picture. Yeah.
Anyways, this is a weird
That's a weird
I
way
was
to
like,
start.
here's
We haven't even
my-
said hello.
Here's my skincare routine. Here's my makeup routine. Which
Oh.
also, I just want to tell you personally, Brie.
Mm.
I want to hold space for this. I just bought 3 like eyes to mesmerize, not eyes to I don't know if that's what it's called. It's the Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow
Ooh.
things that I wear every day
Yeah.
because it's discontinued.
Oh, no. Are you wearing one of the new? Is it a new one?
No,
Oh.
no. I'm wearing that like free Lancome eyeliner that we
Oh, it
we
looks
had.
good.
Yeah, just free stuff.
It looks really good. Well,
But no, I'm like buying them in bulk. This is my first time like encountering a beauty product that's been discontinued
that's
and me
really
like
sad.
bulk buying.
That's
Has
how
that
I felt.
ever-
Yes. I'm glad.
Yeah, has that ever happened to you?
It has happened, except it was more retrospect. Well, okay, so I have bought Fergie lipstick online that had been discontinued. But it was sad because I didn't really realize it till later on, and then it was just gone, and so I didn't have a chance to stock up. But I wish I did.
Oh,
That
so it
would
was
be my
like
color.
already discontinued.
Yeah, it's like I bought it at the like in store, and then I think I found it online, and then it was gone.
So sad.
Just no warning.
Maybe you'll find it on eBay. Like
Yeah,
someone's
but
like
now it's
half-
like 10 years old. It's like gonna be like, you know how like lipsticks start like smelling and tasting like crayons?
it's just preserving you.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
you might be right. Yeah.
I say, put that on.
Put those chemicals on. Grace.
Yeah, risk it all for some Fergie lipstick.
Yeah.
Isn't it Wet and Wild?
It was Wet and Wild. Yes, it was a collab. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a nice shade though. I can't find that shade
It-
anywhere.
That Fergie lipstick does remind me of like MAC kind of sexy, but a little darker.
Yeah, because it was like a nude, but like a
Mhm.
darker nude, like not like a creepy. You know how like sometimes if you go too nude, you just look kind of like, I don't know, like a ghost or just like it's uncanny.
Which that's what I think is coming back in 2025.
No, like
remember
foundation lips,
concealer lips?
No,
But you know what? I didn't get to do that.
you didn't.
Well, okay. I did unintentionally, but like it was after the movement. you know?
you weren't like fully in like me,
Ye-
just being a weirdo.
Well, I think I lie. The year was 2012.
Nikki,
They used to make lipsticks that shade. It wasn't that
they
I
started
just,
to,
like,
yeah.
because I remember I had this NARS lipstick where it literally made it look like I had foundation lips, and I was like, slay.
And I was just using foundation or like concealer, like in the. Remember they were in the sticks too.
Ooh,
They keep-
concealer stick.
Yeah, it didn't always match my skin. I don't know.
Those were the days.
Those were, yeah.
Which, it's so funny, like, thinking about, last year around this time we were talking about those, like, Sephora tweens.
We were, yeah,
But,
the
like,
elephant. Drunk elephant.
Yeah. And like, but I remember us being tweens and like we were not doing drunk elephant, but we were doing concealer lips.
Yeah, we're doing some weird things.
Like hardcore, or like how can we rim our eyes?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Raccoon eyes, like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was like OG beauty influencers that were like, this is how you do it. Do you remember Michelle Phan before she got weird?
Oh, I forgot about her. Yes, I do.
There's like this like video, you probably saw it back in the day. It was like 2010, where she like crushed up hot cocoa packets and used it as bronzer.
Did it work?
Oh, I don't know. I was convinced
She did things like that.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew better even then, though. I was like, I know this will give me mad acne.
So we're just drinking our hot cocoa right now,
Yeah,
instead of putting it on our face.
Yeah. 14 years later, we're still drinking hot chocolate, not putting it on our face.
Yeah.
But bronzers have come a long way.
They have.
Yep.
Yeah. You don't look just straight orange anymore.
Yeah. Now you can have cool tone bronzers. And warm tone, but I don't really know.
I don't know either.
So cheers to that.
Cheers.
This episode. I like.
I'm trying not to laugh and like spit out hot chocolate at the same time.
Sip
break. Sip break.
You know what? I was tempted. If we were recording these in the morning, I would be like, Brie, we're getting those shaken espressos.
Yes. You mean shake your S?
Yes.
Espresso?
The Sabrina Carpenter Dunkin' Donuts collab.
Yeah.
When are we going to do it?
We have to. I don't know. Next time we hang out, maybe.
Yeah. I just don't trust Dunkin' to make a shaken espresso.
I don't either. Cold brew, yes.
Oh, they have good cold brew?
Mm-hmm.
See, this is maybe more of something in our element. Let's talk coffee.
That's
no more makeup.
We know nothing about makeup.
Like
coffee, we know.
I'm like, yeah, I have an eyeliner that I got for free.
I dig it.
But very Harley Quinn.
Yes.
Okay, sip
Sip
break.
Wow, that was delicious hot cocoa.
It was. We just like chugged that like Buddy the Elf style.
I know. We also like grabbed. I noticed both of us grabbed our mugs like not by the handle, and you can see the steam coming off. I just feel like that's kind of badass.
Oh yeah. Okay. I want to feel the warmth.
Yeah.
Like I'm the first person. You know this probably, but like I'm the first person to take my coffee sleeve off.
I'm
a coffee sleeve off kind of gal.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, the phalanges get cold.
Yeah. I'd rather them burn than freeze.
Yeah.
That's my villain origin story.
Strong opinions today.
Yeah. Todd Phillips is, getting the juice. They're like, what next? What next? A DC villain are we gonna?
It's gonna be you.
It's gonna be the Penguin or something. Is that DC?
Yeah.
See, this is in your wheelhouse. This episode, I can't even.
Oh, okay.
Well, hey, it's Nikki
and it's Brie,
and we're
Late to the Party,
a weekly podcast about the film, fashion, and pop culture moments that shaped us into the weirdos that we are. And today, we are yapping, catching up, talking, schmoozing, cackling, yapping some more about the best film of 2024, Joker, Folie, Deux.
Yes.
But first, Happy New Year, Brie.
Happy New Year. How are you? How's your New Year going? Is it going?
It's going. It's not been overwhelming or underwhelming, but I've been whelmed. If that makes any
I've been
sense.
a little bit whelmed.
I'm just whelmed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you. There's a lot happening in the world.
A lot happening. A lot of January is such a weird month.
It is, especially the first few days. It's like, what do you do at that time? It's like the year has started, but it's still kind of hasn't quite kicked in.
Mm-hmm.
You're still writing the date different.
Oh, 100% still writing 2024.
Yeah, I'm like, huh, and everything feels the same. I don't know. It's been cold.
Yeah,
it's harsh. It's a harsh winter.
It's cruel winter.
Yeah.
Oh my God, speaking of cruel winter, I wanted to tell you this. I've been waiting. I don't know why I've been waiting.
I know, I feel like I haven't seen you in years.
I haven't seen you in years. It's been whole days.
I know.
We gotta pour one out. Did you hear? Do you know what I'm going to say?
Aubrey Plaza's husband?
Oh, Aubrey Plaza's husband did pass away. That's really sad.
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter also passed away. I think the day we're recording this is when they had the service for him.
I saw the plane.
Legend. No, but now everything's gonna seem anticlimactic. The inspiration for the donkey in Shrek, that donkey passed away.
No,
that's what I was going
donkey?
to tell you. The donkey passed away. So
that is big news.
Yeah,
that's right up there with what I just
Shrek related news.
Shrek related. Insert Shrek news sound here.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
I need a hero. But slowed down. Sad.
Sad. Yeah, let's have a moment for that donkey. So there was a donkey though that inspired the
Which
donkey.
I didn't know.
I didn't know that either. Well, you just had such a personality, or
yeah, I guess. Well, I did see a picture of the donkey. The donkey does really resemble the animated donkey.
Donkey.
So,
just pulling out the donkey.
Legend. But I mean, also Aubrey Plaza's husband and Jimmy Carter.
Yeah,
but
no, I'm more sad about the no. I'm just kidding.
That one's a personal.
Yeah, so that one hits me most personal.
Yeah, how's it been for you, Brie?
It's been good.
It's a new year.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel you. I've been slightly whelmed, but not overwhelmed. Not under. I just
feel
existing.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm tired. I'm cranky.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
a little cold. I'm like, I don't want to go outside.
No, I just want to cozy up.
Yeah,
go to sleep.
Yeah, I'm like, let me rest. Lately. I want to hibernate.
Great content.
I know, right?
I'm so sleepy. Christmas tree's still up because I don't want to feel sad.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
That's the mood I'm in.
Yeah, it does get sad when. I mean, you know what? We can leave it a little longer.
Yeah, do the
little Christmas.
Yeah, the Taylor Swift Lover. We can leave the Christmas lights up till January.
I was gonna say, wait. I think she just says January,
but
so
she doesn't say what date.
Does she mean the end? January 30th.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
It's true.
Yeah,
January 30th is when my tree is gonna go.
I think if it's freezing cold outside, you can have your tree up. I think that's my stance.
I'm gonna hold on to the last bit of joy. Maybe after January 20th. Trump gets sworn in, no more joy.
Yeah, then the tree goes down. The tree gets burned.
The tree gets burned.
Anyways.
But speaking of burning,
yes,
Brie, this whole episode is, I feel dedicated to you.
My burning desires.
Your burning desire to watch Joker Folie Deux.
Okay, yes, we've been talking about this movie. I've been wanting to see it.
Mm-hmm.
You said don't see it. you went to see it in theaters.
I did.
I was waiting for it to come out on streaming because I didn't really want to pay the money. If it was,
I hear you.
I will say, if you want just my light review.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're getting full into it, but give me the light first.
Yeah,
give me the light.
Just
so
first
we can
impression.
Get to the heavy.
Yeah. Just I didn't hate it. I kind of liked it. I did not love it though. But I'm like, okay, it wasn't that bad. I thought it was gonna be a little worse. But I do have some I have critiques. I have tons of critiques for this film.
Yeah. It was painful to watch it again. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I feel like I probably don't need to see it again.
Yeah. I mean, okay, you've been hearing for months it's so bad.
Yeah.
So
I think that's why it wasn't quite as bad. I think I expected a lot worse. Mm-hmm. And I know it's a musical. However, I'm very confused by this element. Okay, the songs themselves are not really bad, but they could have done, I feel like it could have been more of a musical even, or more fantastical elements. It's almost like they wanted, it's almost like Todd Phillips, he saw La La Land and was like, okay, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to do this with the Joker, except not really go all the way.
Let's get into it. Let's unpack this.
Let's unpack.
So, the plot of Joker Folie Deux, which came out on October 4th, 2024, struggling with his dual identity, failed comedian Arthur Fleck stumbles upon true love while incarcerated at Arkham State Hospital. Awaiting trial for the murder of 5 people, Fleck soon discovers the music that's always been inside him.
What a beautiful description.
Which, my first beef. This won't be a whole episode where I just drag this film, but First things
But it might
first.
be.
No. Okay. I watched a lot of the behind the scenes with Todd Phillips and Joaquin Phoenix and Gaga, etc. And Todd Phillips in these behind the scenes like videos keeps saying the Joker has the music in him. Which, wait, I thought he was a comedian. I thought he had the ha-has in him.
Yeah. I know what you're saying.
When does he have the music? When? Just because in the first Joker he walked down the stairs to Gary Glitter, one creep dancing to another creep song, like that doesn't mean he has the music in him. Where are we led to believe he's got music?
And guess what? His jokes are not even funny.
That's true.
Like
but
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Oh, also, he doesn't laugh anymore. When he killed those people, including Robert De Niro?
Yeah.
Did he kill Mark Maron in the first movie too?
Was Mark Maron in that movie?
Yes.
I really wanted to watch it again, but I didn't. But I wanted to, just to compare, you know, and I still might. Like,
but yeah, like, what were your thoughts on the 2019 Joker?
I remember seeing it in theaters, and I really enjoyed it because it was a fresh take on the Joker. Like, I think the last real Joker figure we had was Heath Ledger, who killed it as the Joker. I love him. Yeah. He's one of my favorites playing that character. But I really liked the well, for one, the aesthetic. Like, I do like the aesthetic that Todd Haynes has. Phillips. Sorry.
Did we say Todd Haynes?
I don't know where Todd Haynes came from.
Well, we wish it was Todd.
I think I'm just thinking about Todd Haynes.
We stan Todd Haynes.
No, I think we said Phillips earlier, but I'm like rewriting history.
Could you imagine Todd Haynes?
I could. Oh my gosh, he should have directed Folie, Don't, I think.
Oh my gosh.
Todd Phillips, the first Joker. Todd Haynes, Folie, Don't. Would have been a totally different, more funny, maybe. Mm-hmm. This movie was like a little too depressing for me, to be honest.
It's very depressing. But the first one was as well.
It was. But, I mean, it wasn't quite as... At least there was different scenery, and it took us through a whole narrative of things happening. And
so you were a fan of the first Joker?
Yeah, I liked it. I liked the aesthetic. I liked... It was like a little more realistic or whatever. I thought Joaquin Phoenix did a great job. I didn't mind how it ended. Like, I enjoyed it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's a consensus. I liked Joker 2019. I wasn't like floored by it, but I liked it. I remember when that came out feeling honestly really nervous. Like, for some reason I had like such an anxiety trip that I thought the theater was going to be shot up.
Oh.
Like, I remember like all that discourse around this movie being like, oh, it's so dark and so it's like an incel's paradise, which I think in retrospect, 5 years down the line, it had to have been marketing at some point. But I don't know. The first Joker in 2019, I think, hit a lot of buttons and struck a chord with people that was different because it's, you know, taking, you know, the Batman story and taking the Joker but making him set in reality, and it's not funny, it's not fun and games, and it's like Todd Phillips doing something serious again after being the old school guy and the Hangover guy.
Plus that whole thing of like, I feel like there's this whole trend that's still kind of ongoing maybe of like humanizing or like sympathizing with the villain kind of thing, which is kind of fascinating, the origin story. Like, I think it's interesting, but you know, I don't know. Like, I feel like Folie, Deux.
We know the title of this episode.
It's Folie, Deux. But like, it's almost, I don't know. I mean, I have thoughts about its direction and like just the delving so far into the psychology of it is like a little, it's like kind of creepy, but also kind of like it feels like kind of real in a way that is not fun. Like, I feel like with Batman and like a lot of the characters in Batman, they're like, there's an element of like fun and you know what I mean? Like, just like, obviously, like, yeah, like you don't want to be like, yeah, killing people's fun. Like, you know, you don't, it's almost like the Joker is one of those like characters that you love to hate kind of thing. 'Cause he's like, he's the villain and you know, like,
well, yeah.
But this is just kind of makes you feel sorry for this guy, I feel. Especially the second one. I don't know.
Yeah, I think...
I mean, to a degree.
You made a lot of good points. Like, I think, to your point, in 2019, we were riding this, like, trend cycle of, you know, from the villain's point of view and humanizing the villain. And I would say, in retrospect, 2019's Joker, Joaquin Phoenix winning the Oscar, it being, you know, a pretty good film. It was the end of that.
Yeah.
And, you know, we've been through a lot
We
the past 4 years, like 4 or 5 years. Like, we've been through. And I feel like Arthur Fleck as a character, Folie doesn't read the room.
Mm-mm.
It's like way too dark.
Yeah.
But also, I know how to fix this film. So not to be like armchair director expert. Okay, maybe Folie because Todd Phillips thought he ate
with that title.
Because it's
shared psychosis.
That's what I think.
I didn't even know that. I would not have like put that together.
I think Todd Phillips had that idea and was like, oof. And then started cooking. Mm-hmm. It was like, I cooked after Folie do. He was like, I got it. Mm-hmm. But this is a long drawn out court hearing.
It is way too long.
This is an episode of Cop Rock without the fun and without the mullet.
Wait, okay, see, when you told me that this was going to be like an episode of Cop Rock, I was a little disappointed because we get to the music and it's all sad songs. Like it's
true.
Even the Joker song like in the courtroom is kind of like a bummer. I'm like, wait, but at least like Cop Rock is like more upbeat. Like I was thinking everyone in the courtroom would be like, you're going to jail. And he's like, no, I'm not. Like
they get into jail. They do the rap.
Yeah, I thought it would be like, I don't know. It's more rambunctious.
100%. No, I just feel like this movie, we don't really need to see the Joker. Like, we don't need this continuation of this Arthur Fleck story.
No.
The best parts of this film are Lady Gaga as Lee.
Yes.
Quinzel, Harley Quinn. The movie could have totally just been her. It could have also still been called Folie Deux.
Yes.
But just told from her perspective.
Yes.
Like, we could begin the movie when she's singing in the choir.
Hello, yes.
And then sees Arthur Fleck. This could have been from her perspective, her singing with the fantastical sequences with the Joker.
Yes.
But it could have been about her because Gaga's the best part of this movie. And I'm getting tired of it, Brie. Like, I want to riot in the streets. Gaga hasn't made a good film. And it's because
they haven't given her the proper, like, I don't what
she's
what
not the star.
Yes. Yeah, it's like they don't give her enough to go on. Like,
too much Joaquin Phoenix in this movie.
Yes.
Too much Jared Leto in House of Gucci.
Yeah.
Get him out of there.
That's
just
Patricia's
Gaga.
Like story as well.
Yeah?
Like that's, you know, I mean, if we're talking just for a quick second about House of Gucci, they failed to show so many important things like plots of the real story. I'm just saying that she would have killed it.
Yeah. It could have just been about her. She's the best part of that film, the best part of Folie Deux by a country mile.
See, and with Folie Deux, I'm like, where is she? Like, she's there, but she's literally a side character for she's just like exists a little bit in the Joker's world. Like, you're right. We're way too much into his story. Like, he already had a full movie. Mm-hmm. I thought at the very least it would be like maybe both of their perspectives. And she's like really just supporting him, but we know nothing about her. We don't know who she is. What are her interests? She has a weird obsession with the Joker. She might be a pathological liar. She might have mental illness. But like, you know, other than that, it's kind of like, as far as like, I feel like when we watch movies, we like to relate to the characters to some degree or like to sympathize. It's kind of like a little hard to sympathize with her character because they don't give us any story on her. We don't know what she does outside of visiting the Joker in jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do the things look like aside from like one scene where she puts on some makeup? You know what I mean? Like, I'd like to know what her life is like. What does she do? How does she spend her days?
How did she develop this like love and admiration for the Joker?
Yeah. And they hint at her being like a pyro, but it's just like little bits here and there. It's not enough for me. It's like they give us crumbs, like Gaga crumbs. And then the scenes where she is singing, like she ate, like they could have like pushed that more. They could have given us more of that. Just give us more story. Like also Harlequin, like that's a big character. Like, you know
also,
what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Also, Harley Quinn on its own is way more interesting. Like, haven't we learned from like the Suicide Squad? Like, no one wanted Jared Leto. No offense to Jared Leto. I know or maybe offense. I don't know. He might be a cult leader allegedly as well. Like, I don't know. All offense. But yeah, like we just went through this.
Yeah.
Where like Suicide Squad, meh. The Harley Quinn spinoff, great. No notes. We love Harley Quinn.
Yes,
We've decided
stand
this.
Yeah.
We stand as a country Harley Quinn. And then to have Folie do basically just give Arthur Fleck's boring story. And the moral of the story just being like, yeah, Arthur Fleck is a murderer. He's not the Joker.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
Yeah, this story, okay. I feel like the first half of this film, I didn't quite hate it and I was kind of on board. But like the minute that they're in the court, there's this one scene that, and I don't know if this, because the other day when I ran into you, we both were like, oh, hey, like we were watching this movie. I had to stop. I was like, I had to stop at like an hour in.
Same.
So I don't know if it was the exact scene or what.
Yeah,
you tell me what
scene?
scene it was for you, but my scene was when they're in the courtroom and like they're interviewing one of the witnesses and his defense attorney's like, oh yeah. So she's like talking about his mother and all this history of abuse with the mother. And it zooms in on his face, on the Joker's face or Arthur Fleck, whatever. And then he goes into like, we go into his brain and it's like a dark room. And then there's a spotlight on him. And all we see is his silhouette. And then it's like a smoky room because he's like smoking a little cigarette. As the cigarette goes down, a microphone comes up and he starts singing. And it's like the craziest, like dramatic, like overly dramatic kind of tone that's being set that it's like kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like I busted out laughing and I was like, I need a moment to like sit with this. I need to hold space for this scene.
I was around that. I like the first time in the movie theater, just to paint a picture, because you knew it was a musical at least.
Yeah.
You know, you've heard all the discourse. I went on opening night. I went on the Thursday to see this film. I don't know why, because like I accompanied a man to see the one in 2019 because I don't know, men, not to generalize, they seem to love Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. I don't know why.
Yeah. Maybe we can ask one.
Maybe we can ask one.
Someone let us know.
Ask a man. Let's ask a man.
Yeah.
But I went into the movie theater. I was like, how bad can it be? Because, you know, Joaquin Phoenix is a great actor. I liked the first Joker. All right. It was pretty good. Gaga, I'm a monster. Baby.
Yeah.
And she's singing jazz standards. Like, how bad can this be? The moment that Arthur Fleck is in that room in the jail where he like he sees on the TV. I think that's what happened. I've seen this movie like twice and I still don't. I blocked it out. But the first time he sings, when for once in my life I have someone who needs me.
Oh yeah.
I was ready to flip a table.
Really?
Because I didn't know it was a musical. Like that. I didn't know he was going to be singing.
You're like, he does not have the music in him. He does not have talent.
See, that's why I would like to have a row with Todd Phillips. Where does he have this music in him? He needs to be stopped.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't know why. I just want to like take like that song. It's like, la la la. Got the music in me.
From High School Musical.
High School Musical. Yeah. I just want to hear him sing that.
Yes. I mean, at one point he could have Sharpay being Gaga.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
It's one of his dream sequences.
Oh my God, a dream sequence where Joaquin Phoenix is Troy Bolton and Gaga Sharpay.
Yeah. Just saying, it could work.
Maybe Zazie Beetz. I know she dies in the first one, but maybe she could be Gabriella. I don't know.
Why not? I don't know. It might be more interesting of a film.
Folie you do, Folie you don't. I don't know. It's wild.
This movie is wild. The music is wild. Like, I don't necessarily hate the choices, like the musical choices. Like, it does help tell the story in a way. And
let's talk music.
Yeah, it's a lot of like old school jazz. Like, I think there's like some Frank Sinatra, like Dean Martin kind of stuff.
The standards.
But like, it's sad jazz at the same time. Like, didn't this come out with an album or something? Like, who's buying this out? Who's gonna listen to like Joaquin Phoenix singing in a jail? Like, you know what I'm saying?
No one. But speaking of albums,
yeah,
Lady Gaga, her companion album, Harlequin.
Yeah.
Have you listened to that?
I have. You know, it's not bad. And putting things into perspective now, I think I understand why she made it, because they didn't really give her, like, okay, if we know Gaga and like the prep she's going to do to get into a role and to stay in character and to really commit and give it her all, like,
she's doing Nicole Kidman level stuff for not a Nicole Kidman level film, if that makes sense.
No, like, she did not have to do all this, but she did. Like, so when she said like I couldn't put the character down, like I wasn't done with her, I'm like, well, of course. Like, this movie, I feel like I was expecting it to be a lot more like A Star Is Born.
Oh.
You know, like, I thought it'd be a little more equal as far as like perspectives in that way, and singing. I just wanted more Gaga. So I feel like it makes a lot of sense if her character is just kind of there a little bit, and we're just seeing like, you know, like on the surface level that she would want to, like, if she's done that work as an actor to go deeper.
Yeah.
I respect it.
Yeah, I find the Harlequin album really interesting, just because like I didn't realize that. So that album cover with her in the shower with the life vest, that's a Mary Ellen Mark photo from the 70s.
Oh.
And she did the series of like real life people in mental institutions. And there's this photo, you know, from the 70s of two women, one in a life vest in the shower, and it's from a real mental institution.
Oh.
And that's really fascinating.
That was her inspo?
Yeah. I mean, Gaga does the work.
She does. I know. That's why it's so frustrating. I'm like, I know that she like dug deep into the layers of like this character and all that stuff and fully believed it. Like, you can just tell when people are like fully there, but then I just feel like they wasted too much time in the courtroom and in the jail too.
Oh yeah.
Like,
it's way too much Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
What were you
It's way too much. I mean, I don't know. Is it okay to fast forward? Like,
yeah, let's,
because
if you can watch Folie Deux on Max, and I'm sure anyone that has a Max account knows that. They know that Beetlejuice is available to stream, and they probably know Folie Deux is there as well. So it's spoilers.
Okay, well, I just want to say, like, it could have cut to the chase a lot sooner, this film, because he does escape or whatever. And I think that Harley plants a bomb possibly, but they don't really get into that.
She's doing all the work.
And I thought it was really hilarious though when he says, okay, this is what is crazy to me. Like, this movie is so drawn out. And, you know, the whole time they want you to sympathize with the Joker, right?
Or never going to happen, by the way.
Yeah.
For me personally.
I mean, I started to a bit here and there, but like, it's just crazy to me because I think he's trying to get away like with murder, like by pleading insanity or having another like a personality, like some type of personality disorder, and that's what his lawyer's arguing. But he decides to represent himself. Crazy move, but
with a crazy accent. Colonel Sanders accent.
Yes. How did they let him like put on his full Joker makeup, by the way? And you know, like, I feel like that would be dismissed in court, right? They'd be like,
yeah.
Like, where did he get his suit? Like, how is that okay? Like, I know this is a movie and I know you suspend the disbelief, but I was kind of like,
but he wants it to be so real. This is such a real film.
And why do they have like a group of, like, why does he have a group of supporters in the courtroom? Like, you know what I mean?
Well,
does he stand for anti-bullying? I'm very confused with the messages of the Joker. I feel like it's like mixed messages.
I thought it was really interesting after, you know, this takes place supposedly like right after the events that take place in the 2019's Joker. I don't understand why we didn't get into that. I think that was what first took me aback. That this movie, I don't know what Todd Phillips is trying to say per se.
Yeah.
But I know he's trying to say a lot about a lot of things. He's been on Reddit, I think. No offense.
Government institutions failing.
Yeah. And what is really interesting, it's like no one is brave enough to talk about, it seems, like the pipeline of like incel-y Arthur Fleck men, or the people that are like the Joker in this world, the Joker supporter, the pipeline from Heath Ledger's Joker. That inspired so many messed up men. You know?
I know what
like
you mean.
there is a pipeline. Like if you liked, you know, as a child, as a youth, if you were really into Heath Ledger's Joker and really attached yourself to him, you're kind of a messed up adult. Typically. I hate to say
like
that.
Like if you're really attached.
I've seen it personally, but I know like every, you know, being online.
Yeah.
You see those motifs of Heath Ledger and it kind of just, the pipeline is there. It is there for the taking. And from my understanding, Todd Phillips is aware of that with the Joaquin Phoenix Joker character. It's kind of like, this is what happens when mental illness gets unchecked.
Yes.
This is what actually happens.
Yes.
But I'm surprised that they didn't really get into Joker's supporters.
Yeah, I thought they would kind of get into that, but they don't like really give time. Like I feel like they spend way too much of the first half of the film setting this up or whatever, that they don't really have to do all that because it's a lot of just following the Joker around in the jail, seeing his day to day, which is helpful, but like to a degree, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like we don't need to see him sing like 5 jazz songs by himself and watching, like it felt like almost a little like American Horror Story Asylum.
Yes, it did,
but without the fun. Like
this movie is zero fun.
Yeah, at least they had the name game. Like these guys are singing like really sad jazz songs. You know what I mean? Like
100%. Yeah, there's no crazy care. It isn't like Asylum or Murder House in that way.
I thought it would be though. I thought it would be. Anyway,
Same.
I know I'm like, this is just what I want.
No, I agree. Like, never thought I'd say it, but where's Ryan Murphy when you need him?
Yes, for real.
Yeah.
But
I agree. I think that's what's missing. For a movie that's supposed to be really like grounded in reality, it spent a lot of time making cop rocky moments.
Yeah. And we're almost too zoomed into the Joker's experience. And then like what you're saying, like maybe we need to like expand out and get what the people, because that's another thing in a lot of, even just like in the Batman universe and like a lot of those films.
Tell me about that because that's your expertise.
Well, they usually like at least touch on like how the people are feeling. You know what I mean? Like how is Gotham feeling about all this? And I mean, they do here and there. Like there's like in the movie, it's like, oh, Arthur Fleck is in the cop car and he hears on the radio that this whatever happened. Like, but it's not like the same as actually gauging people's reaction. And the Joker's not interacting with a lot of people. Like usually, I don't know. I just think it's just missing something. They could have explored a little more like his supporters, because that's what's also kind of scary, adds a scary element. And I think that's something in the comics too. I could have sworn there's like an episode or something where there's like Joker impersonators or copycats. Or, you know, that's kind of a through line, I think, in a lot of the movies too. Like there's always like a copycat kind of, I mean, that's kind of in real life too. But they could have definitely, because like at the end of the movie, basically he gets out of his trial by like the building being blown up. But what got me is that he also confessed, and it really took away, like this whole film builds on the fact that he has like multiple personalities, and then he admits that there is no Joker, and that kind of like deflates that point, and it's so confusing. So I'm like, is there a Joker? Is there not a Joker?
Also, like this is Joker 2, baby. We've spent a lot of time now with this character, and you're gonna tell us it's not real, which he was fine, just but
I mean, like, so what? He was aware, and I'm just confused by that fact, like, of the duality of the Joker. Like, is there no duality to him? Where does I don't know. I just am very confused.
And it's like, if you want to be grounded in reality, that's also a very like interesting ending point.
Yeah,
you know,
it just didn't set well. I was just like, oh, what is the point of this then?
Yeah.
Or like I thought he would just kind of lose his mind and become the Joker. But then I don't know. He's just kind of like, yeah, no, I was just playing around. I was just pretending.
Yeah. which I get it, but it's not like a captivating thing to.
Yeah. Also, how do you get into
No.
character to kill people? You're like, I'm just gonna be this happy clown. I don't know. It's just like it adds like it just raises more questions. But like, I guess my point is like, at that point, there are like some people that are like Joker supporters or whatever that like kind of like help him out. Like they get him into a car and get him out of the scene of the crime. But there's like one dude dressed just full on like the Joker. And like, what's up with that?
Explore it.
Explore that. Yeah. That's all I'm saying. Explore that. Don't leave that till the end.
Let's explore. I still say it should have been a Harley Quinn film.
It should have.
Gaga as Harley Quinn.
And they should have had more drama together. Like, there wasn't enough. Like, usually there's like a push-pull between those two anyway. But like, they kind of, like, at most it was, I think it was hilarious. This scene really got me when he says, there is no Joker. I'm Arthur Fleck or whatever. Like, there's no Joker. And he tries to put down the mask or whatever. She walks out the courtroom. She's like,
yes.
I loved the Joker. I don't love you for you.
For you. I mean, right on, sis.
I thought it was just so funny. Like, yeah, you tell him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's false advertising.
I had a thought, but out left. I don't know. Thoughts leave, right?
They do, I guess.
Like Harley Quinn.
Like Harley Quinn.
Courtroom.
They walk right out.
Oh, wait a second. Well, then, not to poke holes in this. But, okay, so a folie à deux is a shared psychosis or shared delusional disorder. It's a mental disorder that occurs when two or more people in a close relationship share similar delusional beliefs. But the Joker and Harley Quinn in this film, in this universe, they don't have a close relationship for one.
For one, it's barely, they just met.
Also, the Joker loses his virginity at the age of like 45 to
Oh, did he?
I don't know. I think that's implied.
You're probably right.
Worst sex scene in a movie
I was going to say, is that
ever.
why it was such a bad scene? Oh my God.
That traumatized me.
Yes.
Scary, scary stuff.
That was, yeah. Ugh.
You could murder the 5 people, but that sex scene was rough.
That was.
Okay, if they're going to give, so for being realists, the reason why Joaquin Phoenix is probably in this movie so much is because of the success and the Oscar win of the 2019 film. So Todd Phillips was probably, able to get the budget and get everything that he needed because of it hinging on Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah.
As much as I love Gaga and she's a star, to me, maybe studios hypothetically don't like see. I don't know. Maybe she's not the only thing, the only anchor. Maybe they needed Joaquin Phoenix. Folie à deux, great concept.
Yes.
Great definition. But they don't share this.
They don't.
Tell me, maybe I don't get it. I feel like
no, they don't. That's I didn't even think about this. Yeah, no, you're right. Because I mean, the closest thing to the shared psychosis is like towards the beginning when they're meeting each other. And then like, yeah, you could argue like those scenes where they're like singing together. However, a lot of those are just inside the Joker's head. It's not like they're both committing a crime together. Like there's always like it's almost like there's a potential for them to like be kind of Bonnie and Clyde, run off, but they don't really go there. And I don't know if that's like being more realistic of like, oh yeah, how much could he really see this person? It's like I don't know. Again, like
which fine, but
too
this
realistic.
Is a movie.
This is a movie. Yeah, I want to be taken away. I want like a fantasy element in there. Like I wanted more La La Land-esque moments between him and Harley because they were interesting, like visually and the singing. Like I loved the scene. Like I forget what song it is, but when they're on the sage and like Gaga has like the yellow,
the
like
1970s, like Sonny and Cher.
Yes, it is giving Sonny and Cher.
I love that. I even love the first scene where they're like waltzing on the rooftop. And singing. Like that's interesting.
It is.
Like these fantastical sequences of music and merriment to jazz standards are really fun to watch.
I think they could have done that like a little more and made it more interesting, but also more like shared, like because some of it is really just the Joker by himself, like imagining. I think there's a time where they're singing together, but they're on the other side of the glass. Like she's visiting him. And I'm trying to think what other time they sing together other than just in like this little choir situation. You know, like actually
it's
sing
escaping
together
me
when they're not.
I think I'm so bothered by this film. I've seen this movie like twice now, but like there's so many blind spots because I think my mind goes like Arthur Fist, not Arthur Fleck, but Arthur the Aardvark Fist.
Arthur Fist.
I'm just like, why are they making me watch this? I don't know. I know I have free will.
They are making. Who is they?
I don't know. Just Todd Phillips. Want to blame him for everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. But that Sonny and Cher moment was very fun.
Yeah, that's what got me. That and like that song about building a mountain. Whatever that song was, they killed it. Like Gaga on the piano when she's like going hard, she's like riffing and she's in that sparkly like silver dress and I don't know, it's such a fun vibe. And then the Joker's tap dancing. I'm like, oh, they're going off.
I love those elements. And I kind of forgot they were there.
That was the highlights for me.
Mm-hmm. And I guess that's where the shared psychosis comes into play.
Yeah.
But for what?
But for what? Yeah,
I don't know.
There's not really an end goal. Like, yeah, the whole thing, I feel like there's just not enough like plot, like not enough like exposition or like enough like the climax isn't really a climax. The way it ends, I mean, spoilers, him getting stabbed in the hallway. That's no fun. That's almost like, why did I just watch this whole movie? Like, you're gonna kill it. Like, I get like they could have done something like that early on, like maybe like a death scare of sorts, getting death threats or something. But I'm like, why would you just kill off this character? Now they're not gonna make a third Joker. Not that I want one anyway, but like, you know, it's kind of weird to me. Like, I'm like, that's how the Joker ends. Like, that's such like a bleak, like depressing. Whether you're rooting for him or not, whether you're sympathetic to him or not, it's just kind of like, okay.
That's audacious. I think I like that in a way because of everything the Joker kind of stands for, what he kind of represents, to just be taken out like that. You know, just it's interesting. But also, where's the Harlequin movie?
Yeah. And also, like, are we going to get one? Because, I mean, was she the visitor? Like at the end, is that because who else would be there to visit him? Yeah, realistically, he doesn't have like family, so like my guess would be she was there.
But that's so drawn out. Why not just make this whole movie about her?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
But it's okay because speaking back to the music, the week that we're recording this, "Die with a Smile" is hit #1 on the charts.
Ooh!
Congrats to Gaga.
Yes,
and Short King Bruno Mars. In a song that we both really thought was for this film, but it's not.
I really thought it was going to be because it makes a lot of sense. Like, okay, I just feel like I want to like recreate this film, but in a completely different way. Keep the musical elements. Fine. He's got the music in him. Why not? Okay. But like add more like Gaga. You might as well have her help write some music or do, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Also, why not have a Bruno Mars cameo? That's fun. He can wear a purple suit. We've seen it.
Oh my God. I want to see actor Bruno Mars. There's so many, just like random like singer star cameos in films. I want that.
I think that'd be fun. It could be part of some type of Rat Pack situation.
I want that.
I don't know. That's in my fantasy, but
yeah, I love Gaga as a singer. And Harlequin is not a bad album.
No.
I could listen to Gaga sing the jazz standards any day of the week.
I love when she sings jazz. I loved her album with Tony Bennett.
So good. So she describes Harlequin, which I feel like we're going to look back at and be like really nostalgic for. Like, there's things from like our childhood, like growing up in the 2000s where something flops or like doesn't hit or something's like in a bizarre moment in pop culture that we're like, oh, either it's really good or oh, that's a really interesting choice. I'm like oddly nostalgic for this like hidden thing that I'm just finding. Like I feel like people in the future will look back at the Harlequin companion album to Joker Folie Do and be like, what an interesting situation we have on our hands.
Yeah, it'll be like a forgotten, but kind of, maybe not completely. I don't know. Yeah, just like nostalgic for it.
Definitely. But so thematically, critics described Harlequin as a concept album about Harley Quinn, depicting the supervillain from Gaga's perspective. The album consists of covers of American jazz standards featured on the official soundtrack, as well as 2 original songs by Gaga, expanding her venture into jazz music following her collaborative albums with American jazz singer Tony Bennett, Cheek to Cheek and Love for Sale. Gaga characterized Harlequin as a vintage pop album.
You like jazz?
You like jazz.
Wow. Yeah, these are a lot of songs that are in the movie now that I'm looking at it. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. I just get it. Like, she wanted to put some Harley in there. I mean, like, come on. Why didn't they just let her cook?
I agree.
Because he does sing a lot of these songs, and then she sings, like, a little bit in the movie. Like, out of this whole album, like, she sings World on a String a bit, I'm pretty sure. That's Entertainment. She sings a little bit of that.
That's life.
That's life. I do like that song. I do like the songs. I just, like, yeah, why not let her write an original song for this movie?
Yeah, I'm so surprised. I don't know what would have led me to believe. Now I feel like just beaten down. I feel like Arthur Fleck a little bit. I'm like, I've been beaten down by this film. But I'm a little surprised it didn't go full rock opera in a way. Like, it's interesting.
Yes.
Like, I know Gaga, periodically will, because this is in her repertoire, right? She sings jazz standards. Thanks to Tony Bennett.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks to art pop flopping, and then her, having a come to Jesus moment with Tony Bennett and reviving her whole career with Cheek to Cheek.
I love it.
I get it.
Yeah.
I know her story, especially with Gaga. I know Gaga her story, okay? But it is very interesting that she would go back to the well and want to do jazz standards. Maybe it's Todd Phillips. I don't know. I like to blame everything on him.
Yeah.
Who's to say? But I kind of thought it'd be more rock opera-y, or I'd love to see Gaga do something different because she can do anything.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a firm believer Lady Gaga can sing the phone book.
Jazz is like an interesting choice. I don't know if it's like there's something about this movie, like, I don't know what time it's supposed to be set in, but I know the aesthetic is very like 60s into the 70s vibes. Mm-hmm. And I know there's payphones that work in this universe, and we don't really see cell phones, I don't think. But, like, I don't know if it matters. Like, it feels modern, but, like, it's trying to go for, like, some kind of aesthetic or alternate reality kind of vibe. But the musical choices aren't, like in the background, they weren't all jazz. Like, they had Dancing in the Moonlight. Did you notice that?
No,
like,
I didn't.
Yeah, there was, I think King Harvest, like the original song.
Not the top loader version with the electric keys.
No, but that would have been cool. Like, I feel like they could have pushed it. Like, it could have been more than just jazz, and maybe that would have helped. Like, have like different songs. Maybe they didn't even have to be like tied to a certain period in time either. It could have been like how Sofia Coppola does her soundtracks. That could have been interesting.
Yeah,
make it more like jukebox musical.
Yeah,
like really go for it.
I thought it'd be a little more like that. I know that in those behind the scenes featurettes I saw, that Todd Phillips does talk about like the choice of the Joker and Harley Quinn singing the jazz standards and all these like American songbook.
Yeah.
Would you call it songbook kind of?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was because he was like, oh, the Joker would have grown up listening to this with his mother.
Oh, I didn't think of that. Huh. Interesting.
I really.
She only listened to jazz? You want me to believe she only listened to jazz?
I don't know. She's old. I don't know. There's just so many things where I'm like, how do we turn lemons into lemonade?
Yeah. Why couldn't they had a Sonny and Cher? Why couldn't they sing "I Got You, Babe"? That would have been fun.
Oh my god.
Throw some pop songs in there.
Yeah.
Some rock songs.
Yeah. Anything. I don't know. I just love Lady Gaga so much. And I think she deserves to have her full Harley Quinn moment.
Yeah. That was one thing I was really looking forward to. Because I feel like it's been in talks for a long time. Like, oh yeah, Lady Gaga is going to be Harley Quinn. Like that's been hyped up for so long.
Speaking of our youth, remember when that was like a fan?
Like a casting.
Yeah, fan casting. Remember everyone being like, before Margot Robbie, everyone was like Gaga.
Yeah. And they really, they did not do her justice.
No. But I was looking forward to it so hard because those promotional pictures of her, and like she's in the film like a little bit at the end too with the bob.
Yeah,
with like the
I love that bob.
The Joker-esque makeup, the jester type of outfit she has on.
Mm-hmm.
Such a slay.
I thought so too. I loved her outfit.
Like slay the boots down, you know? Like
even her court outfit, like her outfit, like with the tights going into the courtroom, you know, like those like diamond tights. It was like very subtle. And it was kind of like boho chic as well. Like she had like some type of like slouchy boho, you know, like that. What is that bag that I forget, where it's like just like a sack of like leather.
The Sienna Miller sack.
Pretty much.
Or the Mary Kate and Ashley sack.
Yeah. I just thought that was a vibe. I'm like, oh, okay. Like her aesthetic is cool.
I mean, I even love like, you know, seeing her as Lee all stripped down and then seeing her like fully made up in like the dream sequences.
Yeah.
With, like the blue eye shadow and like
yes.
very Cher. Just, I don't know. I love that. I love the looks.
Mm-hmm.
And it does it for me. Maybe the Joker doesn't do it for me like that.
Yeah.
But Harley Quinn does. A complex character.
Yeah, I mean, she is typically a complex character. They really watered her down, I will say. Because I think she's supposed to be like a psychologist. Like traditionally, I think she's like a doctor, like a psychologist or something like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about like
in this
comic
scenario,
books.
It's like her dad is rich and that's all we know. And she checked herself into the institution.
Oh, for fun. Which, can we talk about that for a second? The fact that Harley Quinn or Lee is like a Nepo baby, essentially, like a rich kid who joins because she like loves the Joker so much. She like goes into the insane asylum just for funsies,
right? The privilege.
I love a crazy bitch.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's my type of girl.
That's what I'm saying. Like I wanted to see more crazy.
Like I'd be like one of those Joker supporters for Harley Quinn.
Yes. Get the full Harley makeup and cut your hair into a bob, bleach it.
Fully. I kind of want to do that anyways.
Do the bangs even, as crazy as it
baby
looks.
Bangs. Nothing is crazier than getting baby bangs.
Right?
And that's my type of bitch. And I'd ride for her forever.
Yeah.
And maybe that's my villain origin story. I don't know. But
I hear you.
Who's the director? Who's the director brave enough? We've seen the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen like representation for, you know, the Joker men.
Yes.
What about the Harley Quinn gals?
True.
Where's our representation?
Yeah. And like a different take as well. Like you don't have to wear like booty shorts. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to.
Or you can.
I
don't know. I love it. I love when a woman's fully crazy.
Same. I know. That's what I liked about Margot Robbie's Harley Quinn too. She was pretty crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a fun movie. Like she gets to do fun things. Where was that?
No.
Where's the violence?
Well,
other than setting a few things on fire.
Yeah, when she set the piano on fire, I was like, now we're cooking.
That was fun. Yeah, like she just got up like it was nobody's business. I'm like, who's giving all of these like people in this institution the cigarettes? Like who is giving like trusting them with flammable items? Like
I know, she took a match. She had a match.
Yeah, she had several. I'm like,
well, it's because she got into the institution, but she wasn't actually like
maybe. But the guards were like not even paying attention. Like you know what I mean? I'm like, that's on them.
Yeah, and watch the world burn. Maybe that's it. when men do Joker type shit, like we're like bad. Shame on you.
Shame on you.
But when a woman does it, you're kind of like,
right.
That's what you deserve. Maybe that's the difference. Maybe that's why Todd Phillips isn't doing his Harley Quinn, because you have to reckon with some things you might have created. You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's very interesting. But I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get like a Harley Quinn movie. If someone's, but you're right. Like, I don't know. Maybe a female director.
Yeah. Make it complex. I don't know. I'm burnt out.
Yeah.
I'm burnt out from all the IP.
It's a lot.
So are you
also, I'm like, how does this relate? It doesn't really relate to like our current Batman either. Right.
No,
so that's another thing. Like that confuses me. Like there's too many different Like, on one hand, it's kind of fun to have so many different iterations of, like, the Batman and the characters and stuff. But on another hand, it's, like, hard to keep up.
You little fatigue?
A little bit. Or it's just, like, I want it to make sense. Like, I want the stories to weave. That's why I love the Penguin. Because it weaves with, like, Batman. So I'm like, yeah, are they going to do a Harlequin in that universe? Like, that's different.
I don't know. That is very interesting. Because in 2019, when we were into Todd Phillips' Joker, this was pre Matt Reeves, the Batman.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it is interesting and kind of confusing, like all the weaving of like we have to keep up. Oh, we're in Joaquin Phoenix's Joker now. Oh
yeah, we can't have another Joker now for like years down the line, I feel.
Or they could do the Amazing Spider-Man thing and just burn it all down and be like, we're gonna start again.
Yeah. Is that what they did?
Yeah.
See, I don't know much about Spider-Man. That's like your expertise. You're going to have to teach me the ways of Spider-Man.
Which, talk about a hard launch. Did you see at the Golden Globes Zendaya's engagement ring?
I heard about it. I was at work and my coworker changed the channel. She's like, who wants to see this? I'm tired of like celebrity news. I was like, wait. She was like, she just said it like all willy nilly. She was like, yeah, Zendaya and
Tom
Holland. I almost said Todd Phillips. I'm still thinking about that, man. Anyway, she's like, yeah, they just got engaged. Huh, whatever. And I'm like, wait, no, go back.
I don't know these people, but I'm so happy for them.
I know. They're very cute together.
Yes. It makes me believe in love. It just makes me want to like just skip and jump. Do all the things that Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix were doing in their dream sequences.
Yeah.
Folie and do.
Twirl around.
Yeah.
Get up on a piano.
Makes me love. I'm like,
Yeah, no, I saw that. That was exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you also seen Tom Holland apparently is like the face of or co-founder of this like non-alcoholic beer?
No.
Which Dry January, people need to stop. You're ratting yourselves out. I don't know why I'm getting so rant heavy.
I know.
This is like Joker, but like, have you been hearing it too? Like we are 8 days into January and people won't shut up about Dry January.
Yeah, I don't really get the big deal. I mean, I don't know if it's just because like I don't really drink a lot of alcohol as is, but like, so I'm like always pretty dry. But like, I just don't get it. Like, how much are you drinking that you have to go dry? Right? Or like, I don't really understand. You know, are you really overindulging a lot? I mean, no judgment, just wonder. Like, I just don't really. I don't know.
Is it just something that people say? Because yeah, no judgment, but I'm also like, what is up with people? Because I've been hearing about it a lot.
Yeah. Like people, you know.
People like, I know, people on the internet, everyone. But yeah, people I know have been like, I gotta find different like drink options. Like, what am I gonna do?
But like, see, my thing is like beer or like alcohol in general doesn't taste that amazing that I would want to drink it without that alcohol element. You know what I mean? Like I'm not like gonna like just crave a fake beer. I mean, mocktails though, I can get that. It's fruity. It's like a juice.
You know, I really respect what Tom Holland is doing.
Yeah, what is he doing?
So I forget what he was on, but he talks about realizing he might have like a problem with the drink and not wanting to drink or just being susceptible to that and just not drinking. But you know, when you're at a bar or you're had a kickback with friends, you know, people always come up to you and you want to have something in your hand.
Yeah.
You want to feel like you're a part of something. So that's why he like
the social aspect.
Yeah. He's a Brit too. There's probably a little different.
Yeah. That is different.
But
wow. So is it a British non-alcoholic drink? Or?
I saw it at Target, so it's here in the States.
It's at Target.
It's at Target.
All right.
To circle back though, January, it's such a folly you don't. It's such a folly you do moment.
Just this whole month.
Like we have something going on politically that's looming.
Yeah, it's looming. There is this element of like loomingness.
Yeah. There's like the fires. There's, you know, all this turmoil exteriorly. And then in January, Besides, I really appreciate that there's so many like awards bussy movies for us to go to the theaters to see, but typically January's for the flops. Also, only bad movies in January, typically. Dry January. Where's the fun? January should be, I know we've had fun in November and December and we need to maybe cool it. Is the thought?
Yeah, is that it? We need to slow our fun down.
But like, why slow fun down? January is cold anyways.
Yeah.
We need to have fun. January should not be directed by Todd Phillips. It should be directed by Todd Haynes. And it's for us to have drinking problems and be moody.
Yes. And to like crave hot dog.
Yes. Have a Carol January. Wear nice hats and fall in love with the shop clerk.
Yeah. You know what? Carol's aesthetic is like, it overlaps a little with the Joker. The reds and greens of it. Not the blues. I don't think, well, there might be.
Not
quite. Yeah. But I'm just saying like the aesthetic it has a heavy visual element, which I do appreciate at least about the Joker, but also
agree.
Carol.
You know what? The best part of the Joker too, that like opening sequence, the cartoon sequence.
Yes, actually,
so good.
Okay, that could have been the movie.
100%
animated movie. Just go for it. It's different. It would have killed.
I was so into it.
Same.
And I think that sets me up so much because I remember even being in the theater and when I watched it last night, being like, "This is such a good opening."
Yeah.
Maybe this movie will be great.
See, that's the journey I went through at the beginning as well. I'm like, wait, how could this be bad? Like this opening it's got me. Like I'm locked in, and then I'm like, I still don't hate it. I like there's a subtle like there's this one scene, and this is where I really feel like they could have pushed a lot more elements, but like there's this scene where the Joker is like just in the courtyard, like he's being escorted by guards and it's raining and they have umbrellas, but he does not. And in like a closer up shot or something, all the guards' umbrellas are black, but when he looks up to the sky and they zoom out and look down on like the umbrellas, like all the umbrellas are multicolored. Or like they're each like one color, but they're like colorful umbrellas all of a sudden instead of black umbrellas. And then they go back to black when he goes into the jail. So like it's almost like we see the color through his eyes or something. They could have pushed that element like I think a little more, or like even with the cartoon, that could have been like something going on in his head, or like, you know, like there's so many elements going on that I feel like it could have been explored a little more like that. Like
definitely. Yeah, this movie visually, it's pretty stunning.
Yeah, I loved the scenes where it's like that medium format kind of camera, like when you're going live. That was cool. Like when you cut to the live, like I really like that part. But
I agree. Yeah, there's some elements, like you were just saying, that are really cool. Like the way it's shot is great. I mean, hey.
That's a strong point.
You know you're that bitch when you cause all this conversation. So as much as like I've spent like an hour and a half like dumping all over Folie do.
Yeah.
It got people talking. It's also ambitious enough to make all these interesting, like, I don't know who the DP was, but there's so many interesting cinematography choices and directing choices, even though I don't agree with them all, they're choices. And it's cool. And it's cool that, you know, Todd Phillips kind of stood, you know, on a square and was like, I'm going to make what I want. Basically, I have all this money. I'm going to make what I want, and I'm not going to just feed the audience what they want.
True. Yeah. I can respect that.
There is a lot of like bravery or like a lot of like courage in being like, oh, I'm actively going to
subvert some expectations
and do this isn't going to be something that like
everyone's going to love.
Yeah, this is probably going to be something you hate, but this is something that I want to do. This is something I believe in.
Yeah.
Like, there's always that line. Like, it's either you're a self-indulgent asshole or you're, like, a creative with a vision. And sometimes it doesn't land perfectly. Maybe with retrospect.
I know. I'm like, land. Do you think with retrospect we might look at this movie a little different?
Maybe. I mean, Quentin Tarantino apparently really likes this film. But I mean, does it really matter? In our Lord and Savior 2025, the idea that it's ambitious and that it's unlikable and ugly in some ways on purpose, that's awesome. Now, on the other hand, I kind of thought this movie was a nasty, nasty film. And I wish Gaga was in it more.
But I think if Gaga, that is all this needed, really. If you boil it down, just give her more to work with. Go delve into Harlequin. Who is she? How does she affect Arthur? They're in love. How? Over what?
What did she glob onto that made her want to be like, let me go into this? Like, let me admit myself into this institution.
That's what I'm saying. Just to meet him. And she just watched we learned that there's like a TV movie they made based on the scenario.
She's
like
a big fan.
Yeah. But like, then show us some clips from that. Like, give us more to relate and to understand, because honestly, it's just like two crazy people.
True.
But
what about Lee? Like,
yeah.
What about her psychosis? Because like females can be fucked up too.
Yeah. Does she have multiple personalities?
Yeah.
Maybe. We don't know.
And what's the difference? Like, we've seen Arthur Fleck. We've had a whole film seeing Arthur Fleck be, you know, wronged by the mental health system in our country and like treated by everyone around him. Like, for a female, that's going to look a little different. Like, what's Lee's journey?
Exactly. How did she get to where she is? And what is it really that she admires in Joker? Because they just don't really get into that detail. Like, what is it about him? Is it that he stands up for the little guy, so to speak? Or that he's, you know, like, what is it exactly?
Yeah.
You know, does she just like that he is impulsive? Is that all it is?
Is she just a manic pixie dream girl? Does it all just go back to Clementine and Eternal Sunshine?
Pretty much. It seems like it. It seems like that's her purpose in this, which is wrong.
Justice,
especially
for
in
the
this
manic
day and age.
Pixie dream girl. Our most popular episode of 2024.
She's just looking for her peace of mind.
Yeah. Don't assign jokers?
Yeah.
But they wouldn't be Folie Deux if they didn't share that.
That's true. So, I just think they could have shared a lot more dialogue. I don't know. Why is she just hanging around the Joker? Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, why a smart, attractive young woman like that? Like, what is it? What is she hoping to gain? You know? Notoriety?
The fame.
Is she just doing it for the applause?
Oh my gosh. Is this just full circle? And we go back to 2008, the fame era, Lady Gaga. And it's just all a big performance art piece.
Maybe.
What a queen.
I love Gaga.
Same, I love her. They can never make me hate her. Like, I will find a way, as proven, whenever we talk about Gaga, I will find a way, even if she's in the worst thing imaginable. Like, I will ride for her.
Same.
She's my Joker. Brie.
Yeah.
Before we bid adieu, a Folie adieu.
Yeah.
Speaking of psychotic behavior,
why are you looking at me like that?
You have note cards. I want to know what's on these note cards.
Oh, well, these are just like,
which not psychotic behavior. I say with love.
I did draw a little mini Joker man. Isn't he cute?
He's cute.
This is when I was still a little inspired. I just wrote questions that I had, like, what's the inspiration behind the songs? Now I know. Nostalgia? ? Is it commentary on our collective obsession with true crime? Like, I think it's interesting that in the movie, it's like a televised like hearing. It's kind of interesting. And like, I think how like we as people, like the public, kind of like glob onto those kind of like things, you know, or I think about like the OJ trial and how public that was, like things like that, you know, like we just really are into true crime.
So into it. I mean, so much so that, you know, after almost 30 years, we're still talking about John Bonet.
Yeah.
And nothing new has come out, you know?
Yeah. So I just feel like maybe he was trying to like touch on that a bit. Because I think in the movie, they're like, oh, this is the first televised hearing or something. They said something like that.
Oh, I didn't catch
like,
that. That's interesting.
Yeah.
So is it set in the 70s?
I don't know, though, because we're in Gotham. And Bruce Wayne is, I think, in the first film, like a baby Bruce, or like a young Bruce Wayne. I don't know. I gotta rewatch the first Joker. I don't know if it's supposed to be in any particular time, though. Like,
Gotcha.
you know what I mean? That my interpretation is like it's an ambiguous time, but with a heavy aesthetic. But I don't know.
Gotcha. No, that's fair enough.
I'd like to know other people's too, because I don't know. That's just mine. But nothing, like everything I already said is on here, basically.
I love how I'm trying to find something nice to say.
I know.
Joaquin Phoenix is a very interesting actor.
He is. You know, I gotta admit, I thought he was a little attractive, even though he's like a bag of bones in this.
He's such a bag of bones.
I was like very concerned for his like backbone popping out. Like, ugh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But something about his like hair and his eyebrow. I don't know. He's an attractive man. I don't know. That's all I just thought to myself. What?
You know who he's married to in real life?
Who?
Rooney Mara.
Oh, really?
You know who? You know Rooney Mara was in
Carol.
Carol.
You just want to talk about Carol. Oh, yeah. We should watch
Like
Carol.
Kate Blanchett. I know.
I mean, I guess there's still time, but like,
yeah, we can watch Carol.
Yeah.
It's never a wrong time to watch Carol. But we'll be watching a lot of Todd Haynes soon.
We will. Yeah. For sure, Z's.
Why not throw Carol into the rotation?
Yeah. I don't know if I have anything else to say about the Joker.
I find it interesting that you find Joaquin Phoenix attractive.
Oh, well, I noticed that he had like, I guess like this little bit of a scar on his lip that I never noticed.
Oh, from like cleft lip surgery?
Apparently he does. Did you know that Wendy Williams got like a lot of backlash like for like kind of poking fun at him?
Really?
Yeah, like because I was like, wait, I've never noticed this about him because I don't think we see him clean shaven. And so like I looked it up and the first thing that pops up is Wendy Williams. Maybe not canceled, but like just people were up in arms, I guess, because she was like doing like a little. But she was saying he was attractive at the same time. I don't know. It's like I feel like with Wendy Williams, you just had to be there and you had to know her. She's like kind of like a crazy fun aunt, you know, that's over dramatic and exaggerates, but with love.
Yeah, 100%. She's like grabbing coffee with your aunt.
Yeah. She's someone who would maybe like pinch your cheeks and maybe poke fun at you too, but in a loving way.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The Killer.
The Killer, yeah.
That's what I've been watching a lot lately. Of like clips of compilations of Wendy Williams being like, the Killer.
Me too. That's all I've been watching. Yeah, she's like, I was aware of the Killer at a young age.
I'm
I
always
believe
aware of the
it.
Killer.
Yeah.
I believe Wendy Williams.
Same. Anyways.
But you know, if we're just talking crazy, if we're talking nonsense now, have I ever told you that I feel like I was River Phoenix in another life?
I feel like you've mentioned this a long time ago. Like this is an unlocked memory, but like remind me, like what's going on with this story? He's dead, right?
He's dead. I feel like not based on talent or anything like of substance, but I just feel a real like connection with River Phoenix.
When did he die though?
October 1993, outside of the Viper Room. Joaquin Phoenix was there. He's on the 911 call. It's very sad. But
you feel a spiritual connection.
Yeah, I do. To him and to Audrey Hepburn.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
But what is it about River Phoenix? I know nothing about River Phoenix.
He just seems like a really kind soul. Also a great actor. Just young.
Yeah.
Just, I don't know. Something about the way, like, it seemed like he viewed the world. Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah. So
I'm trying to think what nonsense I can follow up.
Oh, you know, my hall pass would be Jeff Buckley, even though he's been dead pretty much our whole lives.
Your hall pass?
Yeah. Can it be a dead person?
Wait, what is hall pass?
Like if he rose from the dead, I can get a hall pass with my husband.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Jeff Buckley.
Jeff Buckley?
Mm-hmm.
The gay guy?
No, you know, Hallelujah, you know, Lover, You Should Come Over.
Oh, the singer.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Michael Buckley.
Oh.
Isn't Michael Buckley the gay news reporter?
What the bug? Speaking of middle school memories unlocked.
What the bug?
Oh my God, Bree, could we get Michael Buckley on this podcast?
I want a hall pass with Michael Buckley. That's what I thought you meant. I think we could. Doesn't
my
he do
God.
things? Oh my God,
What
Michael
does he
Buckley,
do
if
now?
you're listening, we want a hall pass.
I love
He's
you.
still alive.
We wouldn't be here yapping without Michael Buckley.
We wouldn't.
Like straight up for me.
No, we need to know the history.
Yeah. What is Michael
History.
Buckley up to?
I saw him on like, I think he still creates content. I mean, let's see, where is he? Let's
Can we
get his agent immediately.
Oh my God. Can we manifest Michael Buckley on the podcast in 2025?
I don't know what I would do. I would be so excited.
I mean, that was my Shane Dawson back in the day.
Yeah, I was into him way more than Shane Dawson. I loved his tiny sunglasses or regular glasses. Just his tiny glasses. Wow.
All my like weird 1970s references are just because I listened to like What the Buck videos way too much.
Yeah, he had one of YouTube's most popular entertainment channels. Broke all records of their ratings when 4 of his shows ended up in the week's 10 top rated videos. Wow. Hey, do they even do top They don't do that anymore.
They don't do that. I remember his second channel, Perone75. Big fan of that as well. I was a big What the Buck stan.
Wow. What the buck? What the buck happened to him? He's a pansexual. And he's divorced. He's on the market.
Free.
Oh, I feel seen. Wow. The more you know. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Wow. That's so cool. Huh. I'm trying to see like what is it that he does nowadays, but there's not a lot of info on this Wikipedia. I don't think it's been updated.
Man.
Maybe if I just look, where is Michael Buckley?
Where in the world is Michael Buckley?
Oh man. What good memes. He has a mustache now. Wait,
Ooh.
is that him? Hold on. This is him, right?
Yeah. Aw.
He looks good. There he is.
Aw.
So he's still...
Looks the same.
That was 2023, though. He's 6 years sober.
Aw.
Why do we sound like Wendy? She's like, oh. Oh.
Good for him.
Good for him. But he hasn't posted since 2023. Is he okay? Where in the world is Michael Buckley?
I know.
I mean, this is Instagram, but...
Can we just make this, like, remember when they talk about psychotic behavior? Remember that podcast all about where is Richard Simmons? And
yes.
Then he had to come out and be like, stop it. I just don't want to be found.
Yeah, maybe Michael Buckley doesn't want us to find him.
But we have a pivot. Late to the party pivot. Where in the world is Michael Buckley?
Yeah.
It could be the next 10 episodes or it could be one. You know, who's to say?
I know. He's a life coach? Oh my God.
I could see that based on he used to give advice I used to really love on like one of his YouTube channels.
I really think that he might not want to be found.
Aw.
I'm just saying, like,
what an icon, a legend. He was the moment.
he really was.
Wow. It's my dream blunt rotation. Michael Buckley, Wendy Williams,
I know.
River Phoenix,
And
Jeff Buckley.
and Jeff Buckley, too. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Oh.
anyways.
Well, what a wacky way to end.
Who's your hall pass? Alive or dead, apparently.
Michael Buckley, obviously. I'm just thinking about where Michael Buckley is. I'm like, that's all I can think about. I'm like
Actually,
consumed.
same.
I'm like,
Same.
is he okay?
Well, we will see you next week on Where in the World is Michael Buckley?
Thanks for listening.
And we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.